Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to Upon This Rock. We are in the final episode of Season 5, and we're going to find out today if it's going to be Champions League or if it's going to be the Europa League. We have 3 games for you today: Middlesbrough, Southampton and Tottenham. And we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get straight into the first game. Lots to go about, lots to talk about. Let's get straight into it. So we're playing Middlesbrough today. Middlesbrough, at the start of the season, if you remember, were in the top 4 or 5 teams, and they were really pushing United, City, Arsenal, real pushing the teams in the top 4 or 5. But they've slunked a little bit down to 10th. They've been safe for ages, really. So it's really weird to see that the season has slumped ever so slightly. So as you can see here, they up to 3rd in kind of week 14 or 15, and then since then it's just been a gradual decline over the last kind of 2-3 months of the season, whereas we've kind of gone on from strength to strength, as you can see in the green graph there. So let's see what we can do against this decline in Middlesbrough side. So here's the team: Berkey in goal, Walker Peters, Kimpembe, Baldwin and Wisdom at right back, because Durham pretty much out for the season now. Llorente is the deep line playmaker. Fossum and Ward-Prowse in the midfield. Again, just rotating it ever so slightly. Balak is going to stay as the advanced playmaker. Clough is coming in for Mina. Don't think Mina's played particularly well over the last few games. And then Kalido's going to stay up top. 34 goals in 39 games for him this season. Amazing performances from him. 7.45 average rating for the season as well. The boy is on fire. Let's get straight into this game. So we are favourites for it. They're 7-1 favourites. We are 1-3 on to win here. We're at the minute comfortably in second. We do have to play Southampton, which is the next game, and then we do have to play Tottenham as well at the last game of the season. So I think 3 points here could book us a Champions League spot, which is absolutely amazing. Let's get straight into it. Chance to qualify for the Champions League. And as a Peterborough United fan, I cannot believe I'm saying that. I can actually get my team into the Champions League after 5 or 6 years on the game. I cannot believe it. So let's get straight into it. Let's go and play against Middlesbrough. We are in really good form this season. All of my guys have come absolutely to the fore here in this season. We've played really, really well. Really good average ratings. And it's seen us in second, which is just bonkers as well. Second in the Premier League, possibly going into the Champions League next season. Cannot believe it. I'm literally sitting here and I'm absolutely staggered. So 10 minutes gone now. Nothing's really happened in the game. 1 shot from us off target. No one really kind of picking it up and taking the game by the scruff of the neck. But here we go. Ward-Prowse with a corner. Trying to find Baldwin out the back post, but cannot get there. Wisdom is going to face Fisher, but he gets there in front of him. Into Fossum. Kimpembe now does have Walker Peters on that overlap. Going to take on 3 men there. He does. Oh, lovely play by Walker Peters. Into Balak. Balak hits the bar and it's trickled in. Bond can't get there. Andre Balak with his 2nd goal of the season. Lovely run from Walker Peters on that left-hand side. Let's see this in 3D. Here we go. Walker Peters taking on 3 or 4 men into Clough. Clough just blaze it off to Balak, and what a hit that is. Bond does get a hand to it, pushes it to the bar, and then falls over. Can't get to the ball, and it's 1-0 to the Posh. Clough coming in to the team the last 3 or 4 games and producing bits here. It's fantastic to see someone coming in from the cold and producing at the latter stages of the season. Lovely to see, and this will guarantee categorically that we'll be in the group stages of the Champions League. Cannot believe I'm still saying that. And that after that goal, the half has absolutely whizzed by. Nothing happened until Kalido has these weird away game ratings, 6.6. I'm not entirely sure what it is when he goes away, but he's on fire when he's at home. Be interesting to see where his goals have come from at home and away games and stuff like that at the end of the season. Played well, but there is room for improvement. I'm impressed with the solid defending because they've been really well. They've done really well, not really kept Middlesbrough have not really done much, kept them at arm's length. A little bit more to come from the midfield, I feel. And then the strikers, again, a little bit more to come from them. Hopefully they can draw a little bit more out in the second half. Now let's kick off and let's kick on with this game. Balak could be coming off. I might bring Riley on again just to give him a little bit more game time. We are playing against Connor O'Horahan, who we sold to Middlesbrough a few years back now. It seems to be Old players coming back. Hopefully they don't hurt us. Ward-Prowse now. 20 minutes to go. Into Kalido. Lovely ball out to Walker-Peters. Comes in inside again. And that's 4. Taking 3 or 4 men on yet again. Takes a shot. But Bond is there straight behind that shot. And we've got 15 minutes left. Let's make some changes. So I'm going to bring Ballack off. Riley's going to go on. Ward-Prowse is going to come off. Is he in the box-to-box? Yes, he is. Going to bring Anderson on in that box-to-box role. And I'm going to leave everybody else exactly the same. Not going to do anything there. 15 minutes to go now. Another 15 minutes for Alan Riley to come on and soak up some Premier League football. Really trying to blood him in his last 3 or 4 games this season. And he'll be part of my main squad next year because we're going to need it if we're going to be in Europe. Final 10 seconds now. Bond with the ball in his hands. And I think he's just going to launch it upfield to try and hit us on the counter-attack. But that's going to be it. Middlesbrough 0, Peterborough United 1. And that has clinched guaranteed qualification for the Champions League group stage. So I don't have to qualify for it either. And we'll see that next season. So we carry on into a season 6 and see how the Posh can do in European football. Man U have won the league. Their win have won the league for them. So let's have a look at the massively clear. Beat Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates. At the Emirates. But we are guaranteed Champions League football, as it says there. Qualified for the Champions League. We're in great form. 6 wins out of 6. We are unbeaten in the league for a while now. Just too many draws this season, I feel. A few more of those draws go over to the win column, and we chase down United a little bit more. But 2 more games to come today, so let's stop waffling on. We have had our initial budget before the Southampton game. We have had our initial budgets for next season. So £34 million on the transfer budget, £1.3 million on the wage budget. Plus, we're going to have some outs. We're going to have some more outs where we get some more money for players as well, because got a few on mandatory fees on loan this season, as I always do. But yeah, that could be a very, very good chunk of money to spend. Put me in the comment section down below. Who do you think? Where do we need to strengthen? What do we need to spend that money on? Here are the positions. Here are the abilities. Where do you think we need to go? Where do you think we need to spend in the summer to really kind of strengthen our core? What I'm possibly looking at is left back and right back. So probably Wisdom to go and Kingsley to go, and possibly bring in some younger, fresher players, preferably English, because we will need to strengthen that up, and possibly attacking midfielder roles as well, because I've only got Ballack and Ward-Prowse, but Ward-Prowse can play in the midfield. So yeah, leave your comments in the comment section below about where you think we need to strengthen in the summer with that £34 million. But as I said, on to Southampton. Second game of the episode is against Southampton, who are in third. They are fighting off Liverpool, City, Tottenham and Chelsea for the final 2 Champions League spaces and the Europa League space as well. Tottenham are already in the Europa League because they won the EFL Cup, but there's a lot of teams trying to go for that Champions League space, all the way down to Chelsea in 4 points between Southampton and Chelsea themselves. Let's see what we can do in this game. So Clough has picked up an injury. He will be coming off. I'm going to put Mina in. And I'm going to put Leo on the bench. Bring Gould back in for Llorente. But the team stays exactly the same other than that. Let's get straight into it. Anybody that I know. Tadic in the middle of midfield. Redmond on the right-hand side. Aki at left-back. Van Dijk is still there as well. Caicedo, I think City player, if my memory serves me. Did he play for City? Yeah, he did play for City 2007 to 2010. Thought he did. Also got Januzaj there as well. So, just going to encourage, fully expect, got to carry on our run, keep our run going and win this game. So let's kick off this game. 15 seconds gone. But say our last home game of the season at London Road. Next season we are having expansion to the ground. So a little bit more capacity there as well, which will be great. Kalido now on this right hand side, but Aki with a great tackle. Coming back to Tadic. They're going to play it out really nice and comfortably. 5 minutes gone in this first half. Egenstein, who's up there with Kalido scoring goals. Egenstein again, but takes on 2 men and hits it very high. But yeah, he's going toe-to-toe with Kalido on the top of the goal-scoring charts. Tadic now with a free kick. Finds Amavi into Garcias, and Egenstein's there, but Berkey with safe hands. Southampton coming out the blocks really, really quickly. Going to knock us down to standard, just so we don't get hit on the counter-attack. Santi Mina from a throw-in from Walker-Peters. Driving inside, and he takes a pot shot as well. Very, very wide. Fast opening start, fast opening 20 minutes of the game here against Southampton. Gould into Ballack into Mina. Mina takes on his man again. takes a shot, top shot of the trying to go for the top corner, but it hits the bar. Ward-Prowse trying to find Kalido, and that's kicked wide, hoofed wide from the Southampton defender. Since coming down to standard from control, seemed to get a little bit more, weirdly, a little bit more control on the game. Southampton aren't in us on the counter-attack. Kimpembe with a header out from Garcia's free kick. Amavi into Eggenstein, taking on Baldwin. Eggenstein, oh, what a save that is by Berkey. Eggenstein just rolled Baldwin to the left-hand side, took a shot, but Berkey was there, pushed it wide. Tadic with the corner now, but Wisdom is there to get it clear. Another corner kick, little bit of pressure from Southampton. Last 10 minutes of the first half. Tadic yet again going to whip the ball in. Finds its way to Holiday, but Baldwin is there again, takes the ball off Eggenstein's boots, and it's another corner. Pressure building on the posh goal, and that's headed over by Virgil van Dijk, and that's going to be the end of the highlight. Mina's come back in, hasn't had the best of the game. 6.4, not on the best, not on the best form at the minute. Midfield not really doing too well. I'm just going to get a little bit aggressive with them, saying I'm not happy with the performance. Need a lift out of there from someone. Ward-Prowse, Fossum, or Gould in the midfield. Need something to happen from one of those boys. They are our creative hub in the middle. Need something to go through them. Hopefully in the second half, they can produce something. Opening highlights still going here. Kalido taking on his man, but Montoya with a good tackle gets the ball to Tadic. Eggenstein trying to find his strike partner up top, and he just can't make it. McCarthy with a goal kick, going to try and find Nathan Redmond on that right hand side for them, but Walker Peters gets the ball clear, and he tackles him again. Mina had a bad first touch just there. Ward-Prowse trying to get the ball through to Kalido, but Tadic is there to tackle. Kalido does his man there, lovely, into Ballack, into Gould, back to Fossum, back to Gould. Trying to find Mina, but a little bit too much on the pass. Comes to Ballack, and we're trying to find Kalido. Trying to find Mina and Kalido in those channels. But number 31 in on goal with Berkey. What's his name? Holiday, I'm going to call him. One-on-one with Berkey, but Berkey makes a big save into a corner from Southampton, but Wisdom's there again. Ward-Prowse is going to try and find the ball, but Redmond gets there ahead of him into Montoya. Montoya tries to take a cross into the 6-yard box, but Berkey is there yet again. Mina is having an appalling game, 6.3, and Ballack is having an iffy kind of game as well. Front three really not performing at all at the minute. Going to bring Mina off for Cummings. Also going to bring Ward-Prowse further forward, and then going to bring Jermaine on as the box-to-box midfielder role. And that's literally all I'm going to do. Just going to switch those two players round. Hopefully Cummings takes the ball at his feet. He likes a little bit of a run. He's similar to Mina in that sense. 20 minutes to go. It's looking like a 0-0 here. Going to go back up to control. Just see what happens in the final 15 minutes or so. They could hit us on the break. That's the chance you take when you do go on control this year. 10 minutes to go. Added a few more shots since going up to control, but nothing really creative happening. It's a bit like a board draw that's going to come out here. And again, another draw in the draw column for us this season. Too many draws. We've not been able to break down teams, and there it is. Peterborough United 0, Southampton 0. Not the best game at all. Unlucky. We just couldn't break them down. Couldn't get there at all. And we finished the season at White Hart Lane against Spurs. But we do have an offer from Crystal Palace. 375,000 for Joe Wildsmith. I'm not going to play him. And I've got a very, very decent 18-year-old goalkeeper in the wings, Tim Joyce. He'll be moving up next season in the squad as well. So if he gets game time in the cups and not real special league fixtures as well, he should come on a little bit more. So 1.5 star current ability, 2.5, 3.5 star potential ability. So he does have it in him. So he'll be pushed straight into the first team next season. And I'm going to let Joe Wildsmith go to Palace for 375,000. A little bit of transfer news there for you. I have done one more deal, but I'm going to leave that until the start of next season. It's a special one. It's a real special one. I've not seen it. I've not put it in any video, but I'm very excited about the transfer that I've got. Coming up in 8 days is Tottenham, final game of the season, and I'll see you there. Here we go then, final game of the season, and we are comfortably in second place. We cannot get dislodged from second place. So Liverpool, Southampton, City and Chelsea all fighting for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Liverpool are in the driver's seat in 70 points. Southampton 69, and then City and Chelsea both on 67. So Tottenham and us are really not playing for anything, to be fair. There's nothing to play for in this game. But I'm going to go with a strong team. Here we go, same team as that played Southampton. I'm giving them another go. Look, Escobar's suspended. He's not going to play anymore this season, as is Durm. Durm's injured. Kingsley's injured as well. Clough not quite fit enough, so he doesn't make the bench. But we go again with the same team. I think they've got enough about them to do it, to do the business. As you can see, all the star ratings are very, very good. So let's go again. Final game of the season, and then a little break before we enter a Champions League season for the very, very first time in the club's history. They're taking it very seriously still. Kane up top, Coutinho and Ali behind him, along with Juan on the right hand side, Dyer and Wanyama in the middle, Charlie Taylor at left back, Govima, Carter Vickers and Walker at the back with Rodriguez in goal. Jerry St. Juste is a very good defender on this year's game. Babacar and Kulu, Son Heung-min as well. So still a very decent Tottenham side, even though final game of the season, nothing really to play for. But we go again against Spurs. I think they're at the new White Hart Lane now rather than White Hart Lane. Santimina playing against his former side that we bought him for. Bought him for £5 million at the start of the season, and he's come on massively. He's played such a pivotal part in this year's season, as has Kalido. People like Gould, Fossum, Walker Peters is probably one of my standouts as well. But I've been rambling on, and we're nearly at that end of the first half. 43 minutes gone, nothing has happened, no highlights, nothing, nada, zilch, and we go straight into half time. You've been unlucky. As you can tell, there's nothing really riding on it. We have had an amazing season so far this year, and we have clinched Champions League football. I know I've said that a million times in this episode, but we have clinched Champions League football for the first time in Peterborough United's history. I don't think it will ever happen in real life. Even though I'm a fan, even though I'm a supporter of the team, I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think we'll ever get there, ever. So to do it in a game is absolutely phenomenal. So very, very happy. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Tottenham are absolutely dominating this game. We are not controlling it. Let's knock it down to standard, and let's really see if we can get something out of it and not end the season in a bit of a damp squib, really. Santimina, Kalido probably absolutely knackered from the season they've had. They've both played a hell of a lot of games in the season. Fossum's going to stay out there. Who else? Bring Balak off and bring Riley on. Let's do that. Marcos Llorente for Gould. But yeah, we've had a long season. Kalido definitely played a lot of games. Walker Peters now into Fossum. Fossum into Llorente. First actual highlight of the game. Ward-Prowse launches it over to Wisdom. Look at Coutinho there. He's just not really bothered about chasing Wisdom back at all. He's just pushed out on that left-hand side and just stayed there. Walker Peters now on the right-hand side, trying to launch the ball forward to Kalido, but can't get there. Babacar through to Coutinho. Coutinho's there. 1-0 to Spurs. As I said, he was just loitering on that left-hand side. Didn't really care about getting back on the right hand side for us and helping his midfielder, helping his defender out. But Son Heung-min into Babacar. Babacar, great ball through to Coutinho. Wisdom switching off ever so slightly. Berkey couldn't get there, and it's 1-0 to Spurs. Could see the end of our run. Let's just going to attack, exploit that right hand flank, play a little bit wider as well, just because I think they are susceptible down that left hand side, because Coutinho's just not doing anything as he goes back. I was going to go attacking for the final 10 minutes, but there's no point now. Who's injured? Fossum is injured. Damn. I'm going to bring Jermaine on. Final 2 minutes of the season. Not really anything to be bothered about. Nothing really to be played for this game. We still say second. 10 seconds to go. All it does just hurts us a little bit because we've been on such a good run. We've been on a really good run, and that ends it there. Tottenham 1, Peterborough United 0. Other than that one highlight, nothing really happened out there. Calmly say, look, don't look back, we're just unlucky there, and we will come again next season. Either Fossum injured, hopefully it's not too serious. Out for 3 weeks, so nothing too serious at all. But we now have to build and carry on into the next season and make sure that we go into the Champions League really fighting on all cylinders and having the players to do so on all fronts. We get 37.8 million for achieving second place in the Premier League, and we bonus payout of 3.7 million. So we have money in the coffers. But what a season. So we had this dodgy patch here against United and Swansea in the EFL Cup and then the league. But then since then, we went on an amazing run. United then beat us again. Went on another good little run. Then we lost to Palace in the FA Cup. And then we've gone on another little run here. Look at all those greens that we've seen. So very, very good season from us. Second, 38 games played, 22 wins, 11 draws and 5 losses, 77 points. So we're a massive 13 points off of United. They do the treble of league wins following Arsenal's double. And yeah, not bad. Colino second in the goal tally, 29 goals. So 3 or 4 goals behind Eggestein. But he is the top assist maker of 13 assists, beat Hon Diaz and Philippe Coutinho. Berkey fourth in the least conceded. Conceded 38 goals in 38 games, so 1 goal a game, which isn't too bad. And he was joint third in the clean sheets, 14 clean sheets in 38 games. But David De Gea, 25 clean sheets in 37 games. He's 30 in the game now, which is just bonkers. But that brings the season to a close. That brings the season to an end. But we go again. Season 6 will happen and we will be in the Champions League. Cannot believe I'm saying that yet again. We will be in the Champions League, which is absolutely phenomenal. As I said before, who do we need to go after? Where do we need to strengthen? This is the squad as you can see it so far. I'm going to leave it up there. You can pause it. Leave in the comment section where we need to go to strengthen our squad. I'll try and read all your comments. The next episode will be out on Monday, so we'll give you the whole weekend to give me your comments, and we'll go from there. That's the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please do leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you just don't want to miss out on any more content that's going to come forward. Later on today, we're also going to have a Premier League predictions video as well. My first real life football prediction video that I'm going to put out on the channel around about 8 o'clock, 8:30. So literally a few hours after this episode has landed. So subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that content. And until next time, until next season, Monday will be the first episode of Season 6. I'll see you soon.